All right, guys, welcome back to the LPR Trading YouTube channel. It's Dave again. I've got another video here for you today. This is going to be a trade review video. Now, I've got a live trade review video that I want to show you from today, a trade that we took in the morning. What I want to do is I want to start first by showing you guys the chat room and us going through the trade about 20 to 30 minutes before the trade even happened here. So I'm going to pull up our Discord chat room. And these are a few posts I made here at 10:04. So if I click this, and I'll open this original image so we can see. Okay, so this is the trade we're looking for today. Now, we saw the market opened weak. We've got some levels drawn here, and I'll sort of go through the levels with you quickly so you know exactly what we're looking at. This is going to be a pre-market low, which is this blue line here. Okay, this is going to be our 15-minute initial balance low. What does this mean? This is the low of the first 15-minute opening range. We like to play in and around this range often. It'll give us good trades to the upside, the downside. If we do break lows of the first 15-minute candle or opening range, we look for pullbacks back into this opening range for shorts or reclaims for longs. So I drew this trade out here today, and what we were looking at a pullback back into the 15-minute initial balance, and we were sort of playing off this POC. So this is this high volume node here on the POC, as well as what we like to call a trap play. So if we do get price pull up and make a high just like this, pull back, higher low, and then we get a push somewhere up here, we're going to be able to look for shorts back into this supply area intraday, as well as POC, trapping longs over these pivot highs. Typically, what bad retail is doing is they're buying high breaks on momentum, okay, or shorting low breaks on momentum like this. In this case, bad retail got paid, but it is what it is. You got to pay them sometime to keep them into the market. So this is a plan that I sent out here at 10:04. And as the plan started evolving, if you compare sort of photo 1 and photo 2, our plan is actually evolving very nicely. You can see our candles pretty much filled in exactly what we anticipated on photo 1 here. So we go back to photo 2, we'll have a quick look at it, open this original size image. Now what are we looking for? We're looking for that push back into this POC area. We'll watch order flow in this case and see what price does in this area. Now, as this trade plays out, and I'll show you on JIGSAW, my ultimate stop on this trade is probably 1.5 or 2 points over this area. As the price moves up, we're going to average into the trade. Guys, it's not averaging up or down if you have a plan. There's a difference between layering into a trade and averaging up and down on a trade. We can use the tools we have as a trader, such as our charts and our order flow, volume and price, to figure out where the best places are to layer into a trade. Averaging up or down into a trade would be the stock or the market is tanking and you're just blindly buying and hoping to catch a low. Okay, this is not what we're doing in this case, and I'll go through this and show you guys exactly what we're doing. So this is what we had planned out. Another photo here. So this is sort of what we had drawn out, and this is what we wanted to see. Now, another thing that I noticed, let me blow this up to make it easier. As price is making new highs here, price is making new highs. Cumulative delta in this case is not making new highs. Cumulative delta is what? It's volume by price, right? So what it's going to show you is how many, sorry, it's not volume by price. Cumulative delta is going to show you how many aggressive market orders are hitting the offer or the bid at any given time. So if price is moving up, you expect cumulative delta to be moving up, people aggressively buying the offer, pushing price up. Well, in this case, as price moves up in this area, cumulative delta is relatively flat. We're making higher highs and cumulative delta is not making higher highs. What does this mean? No one is aggressively buying the offer. So in this case, our short idea that we had from 20 minutes ago looks really good now. So this cumulative delta becomes another piece to our puzzle to say, yeah, there's no aggressive buying on the offer here, and all the buying is actually getting absorbed into the offer, which we'll see on the order flow when I show you the playback video. And we can safely layer into a short here. Now I have this line. This is like my holy crap area. If we get over here, I need to be cutting the trade relatively soon. with that being said, let's get into it. I've sort of given you the play-by-play of what we have planned out before this trade came to fruition. And what I'll do, actually, I'll give you a sneak peek here of the trade. So this is where we're getting into the trade, and this is the trade that we caught here. This was ultimate target. I saw absorption here. I ended up cutting the remaining 15% of my position down in this area. So now that you guys know the whole background of the trade, let's get into the trade video here, and I'll walk through it. We'll pause it a few times as we go through the trade. So I'm going to play it here. So now we're sitting around 10 o'clock, and I'm sort of watching the order flow here, my auction vista, and the order flow on the right side. I'm seeing a little bit of absorption in this area into the 95s. So I'm thinking this bounce is coming, and this is about when I open up my chart, and I want to get this out to the chat room. So I want to get this idea out to the chat room before it really starts playing itself out, just so everyone can get prepared and see what I'm seeing on these charts. So right, we're looking for a high, we're looking for a pullback, a push higher, and then we're looking for that drop down back beneath the lows. So let's fast forward this a little bit, because before the trade actually sets itself up. So here we're getting this push higher here. We get above the 15-minute initial balance low, which is great. That's what we expect. This is sort of the area where longs are looking to reclaim the 15-minute initial balance low as well as pre-market low to push price to the upside. They could very well do this, but as this trade is playing out, we're going to find additional pieces to our puzzle, like I showed you before, the cumulative delta not showing buyer strength to the market or to the offer at market, which will tell us buyers are not very interested in this area. We'll also see the order flow starts really slowing down and getting absorbed in this POC area. So what do we have as traders? We're building a piece of a puzzle, just like market lawyers, in order to give us an educated decision or educated guess on which way the market's going. No trading strategy is going to be 100%. Some people make a ton of money with a 20% win rate. Their winners are significantly larger than their losers. Others like to run an 80-90% win rate, where their winners and losers are relatively the same. They just have more winners than losers. So we're getting this little pullback here. We're still looking for a push above these highs into POC to see what price does there. Here's our dump. That's very nice. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. Now, I'm sort of zooming out here to check the bigger picture, right? I want to zoom out and make sure I'm seeing everything correctly, checking the bigger picture on the market to see if, you know, our levels, our zones, or areas are lining up. If we get back into the POC, where are my potential targets and what makes sense? Does it make sense that price should reject this area? Well, yeah, we've got intraday point of control. We've got point of control from the full after hour session in this area. Plus, we're going to get into our trap zone type trade that we like to trade daily, multiple times a day inside the chat room here. So I'll play it out. We'll zoom forward a little bit. Now we're starting to put pressure here on this 0625. This is the break we're looking for into POC. You can see I already have my orders layered out here. Okay. So I have my orders layered out into our sell zone because I want price to push up into this zone and I want to get best price. I don't want to trade like retail, you know, waiting for low breaks or candle formations. By the time you do that, you've lost a lot on the trade, or the trade is already done and you're the one getting trapped. For example, anyone waiting for the higher low and the break of the previous high in this 4206 area is the one getting trapped. These are the traders I'm going to play off of in this case. So let's fast forward a little bit more. We're flirting around this area. Buyers are trying to hold it. Look at cumulative delta in this bottom corner here, bottom left corner. You see how cumulative delta can't make new highs over this gray line I've drawn here? We're making new highs on price, but there's no market offer participation over this price area. It's very important to analyze price and volume, okay? Another thing we notice is when we get this drop here, we get a high volume candle. This is known as climactic or stopping volume, which will turn price around temporarily, which is what we want in order to find our short back into this, you know, 10, 11, 0950 area. So you get another good push there. Cumulative delta is not responding. It's not market participation on the offer that's pushing price up really hard. And if they are trying to do it, they're getting absorbed here on the order flow. You can see we have large stacks on the order flow. If you can look at my mouse, that's going in a circle here. Unfortunately, I can't draw on this. We've got the 160 here at the 10 area. We've got 114 at the 11.25, 96 at the 12. So you have really nice stacks of orders here on the sell side, on the offer, looking to hold price down. Now I move my order up because I think that we could get another little push to the upside, and I always want to fight for best price here. Price is still flirting around. I've got an average of 0850. Let's fast forward just a bit more. Let's see that order get filled. So it's right around here, this order gets filled. So we've got VWAP and a POC here. 6,308 contracts here traded at this 4210 area. So this is an area, this is our POC, right? This is our point of control where, you know, there's a nice battle here. And if sellers are going to hold this down, this is where they're going to hold it down. So we start layering in here. I'm actually looking for an area to possibly add one more lot because I'm not full size yet. We're trading this really small. This is a trade where I give sort of a larger stop because it's a range that we're wanting to trade here, right? It's maybe like a 4 or 5 point range we're trying to trade here. So now that we're in, I only end up getting filled 7 contracts, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we'll fast forward through this. I've got an order out here at 42.75. Now, if we look at 42.75 on the chart, what is that? That's pre-market low, right? So we've got an order out at pre-market low, which is an area where if sellers push price all the way down to pre-market low, buyers could hold it here and push it up. That could be our higher low. If we get absorbed in a pre-market low, I want to take something off in front of that area. I do want to hold a good part of my position for a possible run down to the 4180s, 4182s, which I do as this trade plays out. Let's skip forward a little bit. We get another push to the upside, but you can see every time we get a push to the upside, there's no follow through. We're making new highs here on the chart. Cumulative delta in the bottom left corner is not making new highs. There's no aggressive market participation on the offer here. This is telling me hold the trade. The only thing I wish out of this trade is I had a better average. I mean, this is what we always wish. If we went up to sort of the 13 area, I wish I had an average closer to 13. It is what it is. That's all hindsight. We don't know what the market's going to do. We just get into the position where we feel is fit and where we feel is safest, where we have a plan, a defined stop, and a defined plan. Okay? So we can see, I'm sending a message out to the chat now. I'm marking up arrows. CD is not making new highs. This is a very interesting area for a short, okay? CD is not making new highs as price is making new highs. We're at a point of control, an area we sold off previously, sort of, you know, a nice pullback off the lows, and market participation on the offer is not present. So trade starts working now. We'll skip forward just a little bit. So we've got this order down here at the 4275 area. We get a nice flush here. We're looking to see if this order can get filled. And bang, we get our first partial here at the pre-market low. Perfect. We got a nice dump. The chart looks great. Everything is playing out exactly like we thought. Cumulative delta is super weak. Buyers obviously couldn't hold the price up here. We're in that POC area. Everything's working out beautifully. The only thing that has to happen now is price has to continue to the downside. I'm willing to sit through pullbacks into this 4206.25 area. It really shouldn't come much higher than that. Let's fast forward a little bit. We can see on the auction vista here where I'm circling with my mouse, small buyers tried to absorb price here, absorb the selling. There just wasn't enough of them to absorb it. Sellers pushed right through it and just waterfalled this thing off the POC, which is very nice. Now I'm looking for areas where I can put my targets. Okay, so I put an OCO order there at the 93.50, which is just above the low of day. I was a little bit concerned about the 94.50, 95 pivot here. So we got that 93.50 into low of day. I actually sucked it up about two ticks just to get out of that. And now we get this huge flush below low of day. You guys can see the tape on the right-hand side here. It's just flooding red. Buyers are trying to come in and passively buy this up. You see a couple orders hit the market at and over the offer. I mean, it's just not enough. At this point, sellers are super aggressive. One area we need to look for is this 84.75. So you see this 84.75, we've got 333 contracts here. sitting at 84.75. It's going to be an interesting area for targets. I ambitiously go for 81.50 or 81.25, but I have in my mind that 84.75 here that we can see on ES. If price comes down there and absorbs those 84.75s, I'm willing to just take it off and call the trade there. I'd want to see a good push through the 84.75s in order to hold the 25, the 81.25. So let's just fast forward a little bit here. So we fast forward a little bit and we see this 84, that 84 order, it actually disappeared. I could technically hold down to the 80s or the 81.25s now. We're close enough on this. I only have 15% left. I had somewhere to go today, and I really just wanted to cut the trade at this point. So I got my finger on the trigger here to cut this trade, and I end up cutting it here. We do see a little bit of absorption here at the lows. Let me pause this. We see some absorption here at the lows. Sellers are trying to push price down. Buyers start buying up price. We've got limit buyers coming in here on the bid that are sort of holding the price up. I'm not willing at this point, with something to do throughout the day, to give everything back when I'm this close to target. Arguably, you could set a stop break even OCO order and you could go down to your target, but we did get into those 85s, 84s where we saw that big order there on ES before. So I figured I'd wait around to see that area if I saw some absorption or a potential, turnaround in market ebb and flow momentum here. I would just cut the trade there and call it a day. With that being said, that's pretty much the whole video. I tried to keep it as short as I can so you guys can get through the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We do still have a free chat room trial, and I'll show it to you quickly. Go to LPR Trading Group here. We go to the monthly chat room subscription, and down in this discount code box, you're going to type YouTube 100. All in caps, okay? Type YouTube 100, submit, check out. It'll give you a free 2-week chat room trial to our group, our Discord chat room. There's going to be no hooks. You will not be subscribed after that. The chat room trial just ends. You're no longer a chat room member, and it is what it is. You get to, experience a chat room for 2 weeks free. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe. I get back to all your comments. I'll try to answer all of your questions. And if I don't hear from you, happy trading and good luck on the charts.